But let me touch a little on this issue of using the military. Mr. Speaker, I shouldn't say this, but I am compelled to say it. The Electoral Commissioner, I have observed that for several years, a whole military battalion was placed in front of her house to protect her house. At a time when Nitiwul was the defense minister, didn't Nitiwul know that the police are available to provide security to the Electoral Commissioner? Nitiwul, he was defense minister, and he placed a whole military battalion at the entrance of the Electoral Commissioner's residence. And the Electoral Commissioner was guarded by soldiers who followed her all the time. Today, the same Nitiwul let me repeat it while she's here. Sit down, let me repeat what I said in your presence. I'm saying that you are very concerned about the use of the military to conduct searches in people's homes. And I'm reminding you that whilst you stood there as Minister for Defense and sat there as Minister for Defense, had oversight over the military, you used the military to guard the residence of the Electoral Commissioner, true or false? Mr. Speaker, he used the military to provide personal security for the Electoral Commissioner. All regimes at all times have used the military together with the police in certain operations. You agree that that is the case? So today, if you see the military and the police working together, you cannot suddenly create an impression that something that is unacceptable has happened. Because we have used them together. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, night security, just night security. When we should be deploying the police, we often deploy them with the soldiers. So let's not make it look like, for the first time, something that has never been heard of is happening in this country simply because a joint military and police team have visited the residence of the former finance minister. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable
Mr. Speaker, I don't know what raid means. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I don't know who was in the residence at that time. That's why I said give me time to conduct some inquiries and come and brief the House. But the first point I want to make is that don't make it seem as if something unheard of has happened because soldiers and police have visited the residence of a former finance minister. Mr. Speaker, as for the issues that have been mentioned here, the conduct of searches, the prosecution of politicians, investigation of politicians, we've all gone through all of that and we are standing here, including my very good self. The OSP has investigated me, has taken me to the court. I have fought my case. I have won. I won. So I advise you if
Honorable Majority Leader, please address the chair. Honorable Dominic Nitiwul,
I advise you.
You are a senior member of the House.
Instead of making it a subject of debate in this chamber, please go and answer the questions like some of us boldly and confidently went and answered the questions. We were investigated, we were arraigned in court, we responded to our charges, we defended ourselves, and we got judgments in our favor. And then we are free people. That is how a democracy functions. Don't make it look like suddenly a particular class is under attack because institutions of state that are supposed to hold us accountable have activated themselves and are doing their work. I don't know if there was any raid, but I know that whether police or soldiers, any member of the security agencies can be used at any time. Can be used at any time in an effort to engage in law enforcement. That's how I see it. But like I said, I will check, double check, and come back to you with a report of exactly what happened. This House has a duty to protect the human rights of citizens. If you check our own standing orders, you know that we even have a committee, a human rights committee. And the job of the human rights committee is to take on human rights complaints, investigate them, and then take the appropriate decisions in respect of those complaints. So we have a human rights mandate. And so if anybody thinks that his or her rights have been violated and decides not to go to the Human Rights Commission or to go to the High Court to seek an enforcement of their rights, but choose to make a petition to Parliament, Parliament's Human Rights Committee has a duty to take on the petition, investigate it, and then give appropriate direction. Because we don't have a committee yet, I undertake, as the leader of this House, to look into the matter, get some report, and come and present it to you.